I am Musa Sebaroa from Educa Institute, and our subject is geography, and we are going to solve different Necta questions. Specifically, we are going to solve Necta 2022 question number 10, which states that Tanzania has realized that improved transport is inevitable for sustainable socio-economic development. Justify this quotation by giving 7 points. Question number 10, which states that Tanzania has realized that improving transport is inevitable for sustainable socio-economic development. Justify this quotation by giving 6 points. Kwamba swali inasema kwamba kwa ajili ya maendeleo ya kijamii na kiuchumi, kuboresha miundombinu ama idara ya usafirishaji haikwepeki. Kwa hiyo anasema kwamba thibitisha kauli hii kwa kutoa hoja 7. Question is an essay type question, and it must be divided into 3 parts: introduction, main body, and conclusion. And in our introduction part, we are going to see the key term of this question, and then after we discuss why it is important for Tanzanian government to improve transport sector for social and economic development. Then after that we'll conclude our question. By starting with introduction, our key term in our question is transport. So a candidate must define transport. Transport is the movement of people, goods and services from one place to another. We say that movement of people, goods and services from one place to another. That is transport. And the transport can be air transport, land transport, or water transport. As we know that transport is divided, can be land transport, for example, railway transport, car, motorbike, human transport, but also we have water transport, but also we have air transport. So that are 3 means of transport. So after seeing the introduction of our question, now it is better to discuss why it is important to improve transport sector for social and economic development. We say that it is true that in order to achieve sustainable socio-economic development in a country, improving transport is inevitable due to the following reason. And the first reason, we say that transport help in rapid development of industry in a country. Rapid development of industry in a country. We say that the development of manufacturing industry depends on good infrastructure. As we know that industry depends on transportation of raw materials from the raw material sources to the industry, but also transporting those finished goods from the industry to the market area. So those processes depend on good infrastructure. Here we talk about the transport. We need to have improved transport system so that the goods from the industry, but also raw materials, can be transported easy. So by ensuring good transport, manufacturing industry can develop easy in our country. Tunasema kwamba huwezi ukaendelea kwenye sekta ya viwanda kama miundombinu sio. Kwa mfano, huna barabara nzuri, huna reli, lakini pia huna usafiri wa anga mzuri. Utasafirishaje material au malighafi kutoka eneo moja kwenda kwenye eneo la viwanda, ama bidhaa ambazo zimeshazalishwa kiwandani kutoka kiwandani kwenda kwenye maeneo ya soko. We say that transport facilitate is the movement of raw materials to the industry and the finished goods from the industry to the market area. As I said before that if we want to develop in manufacturing industry, you must first improve transport system. For example, sugar produced in Morogoro, but through transportation the entire country access it. Hapa Tanzania tuna viwanda vya sukari vichache sana. Kimoja kiko Morogoro, Kilombero. Sukari inayozalishwa Kilombero tunaipata hadi watu wa kule Tanga, wengine hadi kule Kigoma, na wengine hadi kule Rukwa, kwa sababu ya miundombinu ya usafirishaji. Ingekuwa hakuna miundombinu mizuri ya usafirishaji, hii mikoa mingine isingeweza kupata huduma hiyo. So we say that transport help in rapid development of industry in the country because it facilitates movement of raw materials and the goods produced in industries. So that is the first reason why it is inevitable to improve transport system. The first reasons as why to improve transport is we say that transport influence development of trade. Transport influence development of trade, maendeleo ya biashara. Ili biashara ziendelee tunategemea kwenye usafirishaji. As we say that Trade need movement of goods from its source to the market and high interaction of people. Biashara ni mwingiliano wa watu, lakini pia kusafirisha bidhaa kutoka eneo moja kwenda lingine. Hivyo tunategemea kwenye idara ya usafirishaji, miundombinu iwe vizuri, lakini pia usafirishaji mzima sekta iwe nzuri, ili tusafirishe bidhaa kutoka eneo moja kwenda lingine, lakini pia watu waweze kufanyaje, kuingiliana, ndiko ambako biashara zitakuwa. Kwa mfano, hii leo mizigo inatoka China kuja Tanzania, yote hii ni kwa sababu kuna miundombinu ya usafirishaji. So we say that improving transport help to influence the development of trade. Transport also determines the price of goods in a market. For example, high cost of transportation increase the price of goods to the end user. Hapa tunazungumzia endapo kutakuwa kuna gharama kubwa za usafirishaji, yani miundombinu ikiwa mibovu, ina maana usafirishaji pia gharama itakuwa ni kubwa. Vivyo hivyo biashara zitakuwa ni ngumu. Kwa sababu gani? Usafirishaji ukiwa wa gharama, pia bidhaa zitakuwa za gharama kubwa. Hivyo ili kuhakikisha kwamba kuna maendeleo ya biashara, ni lazima tuboreshe miundombinu ama idara ya usafirishaji. Another reasons as why to develop transport for social and economic development, we say that transport create employment opportunity. Pia usafirishaji unatoa ajira. And here we talk about transport create direct employment opportunities. Zile ajira za moja kwa moja. For instance, all drivers and infrastructure constructors are employed direct. Unaona kwamba kuna watu ambao ni madereva, wengine ni makondakta, wengine wanatengeneza hivi vyombo vya usafiri, lakini pia wale ambao wanajenga miundombinu, wote wameajiriwa moja kwa moja na katika idara ya usafirishaji. So we say that transport influence or create employment opportunity. That is why we say that it is inevitable for any social and economic development, it is inevitable to improve transport. Another reason as to why it is inevitable to improve transport is that transport influence development of agricultural activities. Maendeleo ya sekta ya kilimo. Kilimo pia kinategemea kwenye usafirishaji. Why? Because agricultural product need to be transported from the farm to the market or industrial area. But also agricultural facility like seeds and fertilizer need to be transported to the farm areas. Hapa tunazo pande mbili kwenye sekta ya kilimo. Kwanza, yale mazao ambayo yanazalishwa shambani ni lazima yasafirishwe kutoka shambani kwenda kwenye soko. Lakini pia tunasema zile facilities zinazotumika kwenye kilimo, kwa mfano mbolea na madawa na vitu vingine, lazima visafirishwe kutoka kwenye sehemu zinakozalishwa kupeleka mashambani. So we must improve transport so as to ensure development of agriculture. Hatuwezi kuendeleza sekta ya kilimo kama tutakuwa na sekta mbovu ya usafirishaji. Today we are talking about such market. In order to find those market, you must improve transport system. Lazima uboreshe usafirishaji ili ukilipata hilo soko uweze kupeleka bidhaa zako. Hiyo ndio sababu nyingine inayofanya tunasema kwamba kuboresha miundombinu hakukwepeki kwa ajili ya maendeleo ya kijamii na kiuchumi. Another reason is to transport simplify accessibility of social service. Tunasema kwamba usafirishaji unarahisisha kule kupata huduma za kijamii. And here we say that supply of social service like health and education service influenced more by availability of transport. For example, supply of medicine and other medical instruments depend on availability of transport. Tunasema kwamba ili tuzipate huduma za kijamii kirahisi, kwa mfano huduma za elimu na afya, ni lazima tuwe na usafirishaji mzuri. Mfano mzuri ni pale tunapotaka kusafirisha madawa pamoja na vifaa vingine vya kimatibabu kwa ajili ya kuboresha huduma ya jamii. Huduma za kiafya kwa jamii. Hatuwezi kuwa na huduma nzuri za kiafya kama hakuna usafirishaji mzuri. Kwa mfano, katika maeneo ya vijijini, utafikishaje madawa kule kwenye dispensary zao ama hospitali zao kama hakuna usafirishaji? So transport simplify accessibility of social services. Example, health service and education service. So that is why we say that improving transport is inevitable for social and economic development. Another issue here, we say that transport influences development of tourism sector. And we say that tourism involves movement of people from one place to another. So there is no tourism without transport. If transport involves movement of people from one place to another, so how it can be possible to have a tourism if we have no transport system? Kwa hiyo tunasema kwamba ili idara ya utalii ikue, ni lazima tuwe na usafiri. Watu wanatoka Ulaya huko wanakuja kuangalia mlima Kilimanjaro. Yote hii inawezesha kwa sababu kuna usafiri, aidha wewe usafiri wa anga ama wa majini. Lakini pia kutoka eneo moja kwenda lingine, mfano hata kupanda juu mlima Kilimanjaro, lazima kuwe kuna usafiri ambao unatumika. Umeona? Tunasema kwamba transport influence development of tourism sector. Ili sekta hii endelee, inategemea sana kwenye huduma nzuri za usafirishaji. And that's why we say that improving transport for social and economic development is inevitable. For example, tourists from Europe visit Tanzania either through air transport or water transport, as I said before. And the last importance of tourism, transport, we say that transport influence international unity and cooperation. Transport influence international unity and cooperation. Why? Because transport connect one country to another. And here a good example is Tanzania and Zambia. Sisi Tanzania na Zambia tumeunganishwa na aina mbili za usafirishaji. Kwanza kuna usafirishaji wa reli ambao tunasema TAZARA, Tanzania Zambia Railway, lakini pia tunatazama Tanzania Zambia mafuta. That is pipeline. So we say that transport influence international unity and cooperation. Through this kind of transport, we cooperate in one way or another way with Zambia. For instance, we cooperate in trade activities, but also in other issues like social services. So usafirishaji ni muhimu sana katika kuconnect taifa moja na jingine. As we know that it is very difficult for a country to live as an island. It must communicate with another country. It must be connected with another country. So we connect from one country to another through transport. Bila usafirishaji hatuwezi kuconnect na mataifa mengine. So that is another importance, and that is another reasons for why we supposed to improve transport for social and economic development. After seeing those 7 points which show that improving transport and communication is inevitable, now it is better to go into the last part of our question, which is conclusion. And in conclusion part, we say that a candidate is supposed to provide any relevant conclusion. How? For example, one may conclude by showing how the government should improve infrastructure due to its importance in social and economic development. Unalimalizaje swali lako? Mtu anaweza akaconclude swali lake labda kwa kuonyesha sasa ni kivipi sasa serikali kama serikali itaboresha hiyo miundombinu. For instance, unaweza kusema kwamba the government should allocate enough budget for ensuring that it develop transport and communication system, but also ensuring that all constructed infrastructure system are maintained and improved after every period of time. So that is how a candidate can conclude this question. And after seeing, we must see other questions which relate with this question. And here we have some examples of question. That is Necta question which relate with the previous question. For example, here question number 9, Necta 2010, which states that in order to achieve economic development, transport and communication are inevitable. Describe the significance of transport in developing countries. You see, this question it relates with the previous question direct. It says that in order to achieve economic development, transport and communication are inevitable. Describe the significance of transportation in developing countries. So the same answers will be answered to this question. But also Necta 2012 question number 10 stated that elaborate 8 reasons indicating why transportation sector is important to the economy of Tanzania. You see, so the reasons for as to why the transportation sector is important are the same with the answers of this question number 9, but also the previous question we discussed. So we see that this question have a trend. It appear in different Necta's question. So it is important to have a clear understanding of the importance of transport and the communication system in our countries. Thank you for listening. Welcome for next session.